So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this clinical trial that we ran starting in 2009 in these professional athletes. So this was really before we were hearing everything about chronic traumatic encephalopathy in professional athletes and sort of the fear that that has instilled in anyone who decides to put a helmet on their head and play collision-based sport. So the particular study we ran was in 100 active and retired football players who were on an NFL roster for a minimum of 3 years. And we compared them to our normative database of 100 healthy subjects. We had players from 27 teams that ranged across all positions. They were as young as 25 and still actively playing to as old as 82 years old. We put them through a very thorough clinical evaluation where we get their diagnostic history using the DSM-5. They all underwent the functional brain SPECT imaging with a Conners continuous performance test, which is a test of focus and attention. Everyone got a quantitative EEG where we measured the electrical activity of the brain. And then they got 2 forms of cognitive assessments. One is the mild cognitive impairment screen, which is a verbal test of dementia, and the microcog assessment of cognitive function, which is a computerized test of cognitive function. This particular player here, Fred McNeil, was in a story in GQ, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about his story later on in the presentation. So our study results showed that almost half of our cohort was obese. 30% had sleep apnea, which if left untreated doubles your risk for Alzheimer's disease. 28% had depression, which is 3 times that of the national average. 81% scored abnormally on the Conners continuous performance test, which is the test of executive function. 19% had dementia, and they scored below average in 7 out of the 9 categories on the microcog.